JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing today? Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Very late stream tonight. Probably not going to be too long, but I haven't missed a day yet, so I'm not going to start now. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at $68,058, $48.26. Not too much to report here. We are lingering. It does look like we're holding this moving average as support, which is good. We'll see if we end up flipping. Obviously, a pumpy weekend is a little suspicious, but as of right now, we got positive money flow, red dot on the momentum wave pointing to the downside, and we're trying to hold that moving average as support. Bitcoin dominance, 58.95. We are testing 59 once again, it seems. Dancing around that moving average, green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. Giovanni said, unfortunately, it is gold. I think you may be correct, my friend. The poll in the chat is what Giovanni is referring to. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go submit your vote. And if you guys are watching this after the live stream, let us know in the comments, actually. Which asset is the ultimate safe haven right now? We've got physical gold and silver, Bitcoin, stocks and bonds, or the US dollar. Cash is king. Let us know what you think. A lot of people think Warsh is going to make the dollar the number one, but right now silver and gold are definitely excelling when it comes to the store of value argument. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map for Bitcoin and see where we're at. 12 hours. A little zoom in here. We've got 67,754. Oh, that's different. 67,754. And then bottom of that, weekend liquidity, no surprise, 66,579. And then up top, where do we go? We have 68,635. And then the top of the top, we have, let's go all the way up here, 69,908. All right. No surprise, same exact points we've been trading in between for what seems like weeks. It has been. It has been weeks for sure. We kind of broke into this little area at the beginning of the month for the entirety of February, pretty much. We've been kind of holding this zone with a couple of peaks above and below. Nothing too crazy, though. Very quiet. Very quiet, for sure. So, we'll keep an eye on this, continue to see. Obviously, we're not expecting anything probably until tomorrow afternoon. when futures open. Let's actually take a look really quick, stock market after hours, and see where we're at. We have, oh, it's actually kind of green. Dow is up 0.45%. S&P 500 is up 0.69%. Very nice. And NASDAQ is up 0.88%. So we'll see if that continues to stay the same tomorrow. But so far, it looks pretty good. ETH, same thing as Bitcoin, up 0.02 on the day since the daily close. 1973, it looked like it tried to break above 2K again, but it's still continuing to struggle. So we'll, I don't know, cross our fingers. Hope that breaks eventually. We got a red dot on the momentum wave, point at the downside. Positive money flow, though, and we are above our moving average on the RSI, so there's more bullish bias than bearish, at least on the indicators on the 4-hour time frame. Solana's down 0.09%. Not a whole lot going on here either. Still got that weird sideways trade going on, but if we tried to make this argument for this wedge, we got a bullish break above, and we're holding it as support. Got a nice bounce off of that. Let's see, we're above 85, which is cool. Let's see if we can get above 90 next. Total 3 is down 0.38. The pump for ants continues. Are we going to hold this lower trend line, which is a sloppy trend line, to say the least? If this is an ascending channel, then I suppose we could go all the way down to 704. Let's at least try to hold 700. That's my goal here. We did get a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI, and a red dot in the momentum wave pointed the downside. Positive money flow, though, but the negative definitely outweighs the positive in the short term, so we'll continue to keep an eye on that. It is down 0.89% on the day, 27.76 on the price. ADA, I want to see ADA back above 30 cents. I've said it a couple of times already. 27.50 can be a little psychological level that we're going to keep an eye on, but we got a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI. Red dot in the momentum wave pointed the downside. Positive money flow. Negative outweighs the positive right now. So we'll look for a pullback until futures open tomorrow. SNAC is up 0.38% on the day. 58.84 on the price. Can we get above 6? Looks like we've rejected again. We got 1, 2, 3. So if we make a fourth attempt, I'm going to want to see a break. Otherwise, I'm going to assume further downside. That's strictly based on numbers. We do have positive money flow, which is huge. We haven't had positive money flow on the 4-hour time frame since, oh geez, since like ever. December 5th, December 7th. That's crazy. And that actually led to some downside. Interesting. So I wonder, this right here is what's happening right here, and we're going to get a big breakdown. Ooh, I don't like that. Let's actually fractal that. Obviously, no one's going to be watching right now. It's like midnight, so I don't expect anyone to be here, but I will be able to reference this later and see if it actually plays out. I'm going to do that. Yeah, interesting. See, there's so much less volume now, though. So maybe it won't drop as much. Should I squeeze it? Yeah, let's squeeze it. Let's see. Expect us to hold maybe 3. Ooh, I don't like how similar that looks. That's a little frightening. Let's see what plays out, though. 3.5 will be the target if we do end up breaking down. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but we do have this. I suppose I would argue that the signs are there. Do I leave it like that? Because there's a little bit of play in that. Let me do this. Let's do that. I like that. Makes a little more sense. So we'll keep an eye on that. Midnight, down 0.54. Oddly, following the lines that I have on the chart, the weird arbitrary lines that are kind of based on volume. More really based on price action, reversal, support, all that stuff. So it was overbought up here. Got a little rejection off that 64 line. If we do continue to the downside, look for 54 bounce. Money flow is positive. XRP down 0.53% on the day, currently trading at 142.27. Similar to Solana over here, we got this, I don't know, this copium line. It was support, and then it turned into resistance, and now it's support again. So as long as we continue to hold that, even though it's a downtrend, downtrends do eventually break to the upside. We'll see what happens. Skip. Avalanche. Not a whole lot going on here. Chainlink, same thing. Market is very much in limbo. Gold looks magnificent. We talked about this yesterday. Obviously, it's not trading at the moment, so there's nothing really to report. 51.08. Great price. Let's see if the fractal continues to play out. We're looking for a sustained rise on this guy. And we've seen how long it can last overbought as well, so that's not necessarily a concern. Gold is probably the oldest store of value that is still around. besides like food and shelter. Silver up 7.76, also looks quite impressive. For silver, I want to see us get above and trade above 90 for me to be overly bullish. For gold, I think gold's already there. Gold, I would have said 5K, and it's at 51, so gold has no issue making me hopeful. DXY, we're looking for a potential double top here. We got rejection there, same exact price point right there, or I guess percentage point, 98, whatever the 98 is measuring. I think it's a percent or something. 98 rejection. Saeed said, hi, sir. How you doing, Saeed? Happy Saturday, my friend. Happy Sunday for you. Hope you are having a wonderful day. I have a different drink today. Cheers. It is the Monster Orange Dreamsicle. It is quite delicious. Quite dangerous, actually, because of how delicious it is. Okay. The main portion of today is going to be the news segment, because obviously nothing happened in the markets, really. So, MicroStrategy, we're going to wait for futures to open tomorrow. NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ had some positive reaction to the tariff situation. And I don't know if it's necessarily because the tariffs went away, because they didn't. They actually almost got worse, but the uncertainty aspect of whether or not the Supreme Court is going to, shoot them down or not is gone. So markets don't like uncertainty, and because that uncertainty has technically been removed, NASDAQ and S&P seem to have reacted positively, and they're continuing to react positively because we checked after hours and everything's up over 0.5%, I think. Let's go to the news segment. We got some decent news. There's some copium posts. This is one of them from Skyodelic. Says, I'm calling it now. The ISM is going to come in even higher than 52.6 for February. If you don't know this, the ISM manufacturers PMI is used or often heavily correlated with the business cycle, and anything above 50 is expansion. We printed well above 50 this recent time. We were below 50, and we printed at 52.6, which is huge. So if it comes in again on March 1st or March 2nd, above 52.6, which is where we're at now, then that'll be even further expansion. So that's incredibly bullish. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. Skydelic said it's going to come in higher than 52.6. The U.S. economy is now fully within expansion mode, and the process of it entering expansion like this has always sparked large bull runs, 100% of the time. To signal this, the top chart is Deere & Co., which I believe is John Deere, a large industrial machinery company, and their stock is god-candling like it never has before. That is not for no reason. This is expansion. Next is IWM, which is small cap stocks, which mirror closely to Deere & Co., as small caps only perform well in economic and liquidity expansion. Then below, ETH, which moves very similarly to both. And even though ETH is lagging this time, you can clearly see it always follows, never leads. If/when ISM continues in higher for February, that will not only be 2 months in expansion, it will be 2 months of increasing expansion. We are not entering a recession. We are not entering a prolonged market-wide bear. The data could not be clearer. Yeah, price action has sucked, but we now have to look forward, and all the signals point to expansion. I kind of like it. It makes sense. People aren't going to go out and buy a big, gigantic, ridiculously expensive John Deere tractor if they don't have money. Tom Salk Scott said, every time I join this stream, I got to look at JJ's poll. I'm tired of being so... We got nonstop, dude. Several polls per stream. The libido is off the charts. The appetite for risk is out of control. Scottie Pippen posted our crazy out of this world fractal, which I don't remember what chart we put it on, but we have this fractal somewhere. It's going to be on the weekly for sure, and it's probably going to be mostly transparent because we talked about this. And I remember being like, this fractal's crazy, but if it does play out, that would be amazing. Maybe it's on one of the USD charts. It's got to be on a USD chart then. All right, Bitstamp, no. Coinbase, no. Index, is it Index? No. Okay, so that's that little lump right there. Crypto, it's crypto. That's the one. So what Scottie Pippen's pointing out right here, this 2020, 2026 setup, this has passed, I believe, already. But if you look at it right here, and take that into consideration, the concept is that we could potentially see $1 million, which would be absolutely insane. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Scotty posting Ass Fractal 2.0. He is. He actually is. This is one of our fractals. That little lump right there that everyone's like, oh my gosh, the lump. If that plays out, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen. I think I'm going to be raptured. I'm going to ascend and I'm going to meet Satoshi, and he's going to be like, let me put this hood is so small for my head. He's going to be like, JJ, you have done good, my boy. Now you must choose. Do you celebrate the ultimate supercycle bull market God candle with ya boys? Or do you join me and change the heavens above, bringing blockchain technology across the galaxy to worlds beyond? And I'll have to make a choice. I'll be red pill, blue pilled, or galaxy pilled. It's gonna be crazy. So if I disappear, that's why. Only if this plays out. If it doesn't play out, then none of this ever took place. So ignore that. But let's get back to business. Bitcoin chilling 68,405 and 99 cents. It's entirely possible that we go down from here. But yes, Scotty is posting Ass Fractal 2.0. Bitcoin Ass Fractal, actually. You should call it, I don't know. We'll come up with a name. Just in, Elon Musk says inverse Kramer is rarely wrong. That's actually 1,000% real. That is real. Elon is acknowledging it for the first time ever. That's probably why Elon is the richest man in modern history. He probably just does the opposite of what Jim Cramer says with all of his money. Watcher Guru posted, President Trump says his administration will issue new and legally permissible tariffs. Wow. President Trump increases global tariffs on all countries to 15% from 10%. I like that, like imagine you're like playing with your buddies and your buddies are like, dude, are you sure you can come over? And the kid's like, yeah, dude, I just didn't even ask my mom. It's fine. And then your mom like grounds you, and the next day at school, you just bully your friends. Like your friends didn't even do anything. That's kind of what Trump is doing right now. All of these countries were like, yeah, we'll negotiate with you. You know, tariffs, cool. How can we get them lower and stuff? And Trump is like, all right, let's do business. And then the Supreme Court's like, you can't do tariffs. And Trump is like, we're not doing business with any of you guys. You're all getting 15% tariffs. Son of a bitch. Like these poor countries didn't even do anything. He's just like, tariff them more now. It's crazy. President Trump says Netflix will pay the consequences if board member Susan Rice isn't fired. What did Susan Rice do? That's ridiculous. I mean, to be fair though, their stock has been dumping anyway, so it's not like he's going to do anything worse. Marty Party posted $13 billion in shorts will be liquidated at Bitcoin 90K. Don't blink. Bitcoin currently at 68. I mean, it really could happen that fast. Kobe SC letter posted, breaking, Iran says U.S. officials have accepted their red line of continuing to enrich uranium, and both sides are seeking a fast deal, per Bloomberg. After recent talks in Geneva, one, idea that Iran would completely stop nuclear enrichment was dismissed. Two, negotiations are focused on technical component of Iran's atomic program. Three, discussions include location, level, and number of uranium centrifuges. 4, Iran has dismissed propositions to relocate nuclear material abroad. A nuclear deal is back in discussion. What's this community note? Misleading, unverified claims have been solely on statements from Iranian officials. Okay, so that's literally what they said. Iran says. So I don't know how that's misleading if they just said in the community note that Iran said that as well. Tom Soloscote said Trump's second term has already been way too retarded. Yeah. Yep. President Trump, my new hero is United States Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And, of course, Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. There is no doubt in anyone's mind they want to make America great again. Breaking, President Trump raises new global tariff rate from 10% to 15%. based on a thorough, based on a thorough, detailed, and complete review of the ridiculous, poorly written, and extraordinarily anti-American decision on tariffs issued yesterday after many months of contemplation by the United States Supreme Court, please let this statement serve to represent that I, as President of the United States of America, will be, effective immediately, raising the 10% worldwide tariff on countries, many of which have been ripping the U.S. off for decades, without retribution, until I came along, to the fully allowed and legally tested 15% level. During the next short number of months, the Trump administration will determine and issue the new and legally permissible tariffs, which will continue our extraordinarily successful process of making America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Thank you. Kobayashi Litter also posted, unrealized losses on domestic bond holdings for Japan's 4 largest life insurers jumped 125% year over year in Q4 2025 to a record 86 billion. Paper losses have surged 546% since Q1 2024. Nippon Life, the largest Japanese insurer in the world's 6th largest life insurance company, leads with 36 billion, marking a 115% jump year over year. This comes as Japan's long-term government bond prices have collapsed at one of the fastest rates on record over the last 3 years, fueling stress across the country's insurance sector. In response, a Japanese accounting group is proposing to relax rules on how life insurers record unrealized losses. Pressures on Japan's financial institution is reaching its limits. Crazy stuff, guys. Breaking, the U.S. FDA has retreated from their plan to ban artificial colors in food, per The Guardian. Instead, the FDA will, they're doing the opposite now, are you ready? Will loosen requirements for companies to state no artificial colors, allow products that may contain dangerous substances such as titanium dioxide to state no artificial colors, agreed to what critics label a handshake with big food. More details are expected soon. So they kind of went from respectable to the opposite, not respectable. Breaking, the Cass Freight Index fell 7.1% year over year in January to 0.89 points, now down to its lowest level since April 2009. This index tracks freight volumes across North America and is viewed as a gauge of U.S. economic momentum. This also marks the 36th consecutive monthly decline, the longest streak on record. Over this period, shipments have fallen 20.9%, a similar decline seen during the 2008 financial crisis. According to Cass Information Systems, normal seasonal trends suggest February could see an 11% year-over-year decline. The U.S. freight recession is accelerating. That is crazy. I got a grok question, but before we get to that, let's check our poll. We got 4 votes, 4 people watching. I think that's fair. I'm going to end the poll, the current poll. I asked you guys... No? Maybe I didn't. Hang on. Okay, end poll. There we go. I asked you guys, which asset is the ultimate safe haven right now? 50% of you guys said physical gold and silver. 25 said Bitcoin. 25 said stocks and bonds. Nobody said cash is king. I kind of like that. Jay Shear said, sup family? What's going on, Mr. Jay Shear? How are you doing, my friend? Happy Saturday. Poll number 2. If the 15-day Iran deadline passes without a deal, what happens for the market? Crashes further, holds the line, waiting, rallies as a hedge, or I'm just holding on for dear life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. I ask you guys, what happens if the 15-day Iran deadline passes without a deal? We got crashing further, holding the line / waiting, rallies as a hedge, or we're holding on for dear life. That's for the market specifically. And then I was going to ask Grok, actually. We're going to ask Grok a question, a very serious question. We're going to ask a Grok 4.0 actually, which is the one profitable Grok, by the way. When do you think this cycle, Bitcoin and crypto, will bottom? Do you think it happened yet? Will it happen soon? Or is it still far from happening? Let's see what Grok says. Tom Slockscout said, I'm confused. What is a 15-day deal? Trump basically said that they got 15 days to make a deal or he's going to start blowing them up. Pickrick said, definitely crash just for SAG. Okay. More Kobayashi letter. The U.S. labor market needs far fewer jobs to prevent unemployment from rising. The break-even rate of household employment growth is down to just 50,000 per month. This is the number of jobs needed to keep the unemployment rate stable. This marks a 75% to 80% decline from 200,000 to 250,000 in 2023. The shift has been driven by sharply falling immigration, meaning fewer new workers are entering the labor force each month, reducing the number of jobs the economy needs to create. Meanwhile, in mid-2025, household employment growth was already near or below zero, yet unemployment remained relatively stable. The U.S. job market is undergoing one of the most significant structural shifts in decades. That's actually kind of crazy to think about. It's almost scary. Are we not going to have enough people to accelerate the economy soon, you know? I'm telling you guys, it's all a Ponzi. The population thing is 1,000% a Ponzi. They're like, the population has to increase exponentially just for any of our markets to make sense. That's crazy. U.S. housing market activity has rarely been weaker. The U.S. pending home sales index fell 0.8% month over month in January to 70.9, an all-time low. This follows a revised 7.4% drop in December, marking the second consecutive monthly decline. The index now stands 43.3% below its October 2021 peak. In the South, the largest home selling region, pending sales fell 4.5% to the lowest level in a year, while the Northeast also weakened. Furthermore, January contract closings fell more than 8%, leaving little evidence of a turnaround. The U.S. housing market is frozen. Honest to God, I don't know if I've ever hoped for something as much as I'm hoping for a housing market crash. Not because I want people to lose money or anything like that. I literally just want to buy a house. And that is the only way in my brain that that can happen. Maybe that's unhealthy. I didn't make myself this way. Next we've got Cointelegraph. Update: Dubai advanced its real estate tokenization plot, while Dar Global and World Liberty Finance unveiled plans to tokenize a Trump-branded resort developed in the Maldives. Very cool. I think tokenized real estate, I think, is very underrated. I want to see more out of that because I personally would love to buy some kind of tokenized real estate. I would love to own a piece of property that's collecting revenue every month, that has employees, and just month over month money coming in. Let's see what Grok says. No, the cycle bottom hasn't happened yet. It's still forming, and while we might see some stabilization or local low soon, the full bear market through this cycle is probably still 3 to 9 months away, likely Q3, Q4 2026. Not far in cycle terms, but not immediate either. Here's my grounded take as of February 22nd based on current data. Bitcoin hovering around 68, 60 to 70K after bouncing from February low. From the top down, 46% from its all-time high. That's a classic post-bull correction after the 2024 halving-driven rally. Total market cap has shed trillions, and altcoins have been hit harder. Fear and greed index is extremely fear territory, single digits recently, with Bitcoin to zero, Google searches spiking, classic capitulation adjacent behavior, but not full exhaustion yet. Year to date, one of the worst starts on record. Bitcoin down 24, ETH down 34 into mid-February. This aligns with the post-peak phase of the 4-year cycle halving, April 2024 bull run, peak 17 to 18 months later, October 2025 bear market. Historical cycle context: what usually happens: 2017 peak, bottom December 2018, 2021 peak, November, bottom November 2022. 12 months later, 85% drawdown, 70. Jeez, that's crazy. 85, 77. So I think we went like 60 or 50 or something. From the October 2025 peak, that points to a bottom window around October, December 2026. Drawdowns have gotten milder with maturation. So expect 50 to 65 total from the top rather than 80%, putting a realistic floor in the 40 to 60K zone, with many models clustering around 55K. CryptoQuaint's realized price support, or 60 to 68K, as strong long-term holder accumulation areas. Bear markets don't end in one day. They grind with fakeouts, consolidations, and eventual capitulation. We're only 4.5 months in, and indicators like the bull-bear market cycle are their most bearish since the 2022 FTX bottom. No full capitulation yet. Analysts are split but patterned. Optimistic near bottom camp. Cautious deeper camp. Consensus. No one serious is calling for new all-time highs imminently. Next bull, pre-2028 halving, starts after low forms. That's crazy. Grog watching too much Ben Cowan for real. My view, timing and price, has it bottomed? No. We need more time for weekends to exit, leverage to fully unwind, and on-chain metrics. I don't know if there are weekends left. Soon, weeks to 1 to 2 months, unlikely for the ultimate low. Still far, not really. Mid to late 2026 is a sweet spot historically per the data. That's soon on a multi-year cycle clock. Price range for the bottom. Base case 55 to 65, bear case 40 to 50. If macro worsens or we get another black swan, bull case milder cycle, already near it around 60K. That's crazy. Crypto cycles are self-reinforcing but evolving. ETFs, spot products, real adoption make 80% crashes less likely, but greed and fear still rules. Okay, so Grok is bearish today apparently. Let's go check crypto fear and greed on alternative.me. We are at 9. Yesterday we were at 8. Interesting. Yeah, we've been less than 10 for a pretty consecutive period of time. And then the coin market cap fear and greed is, bam, 14. Yesterday we were at 13. Nope. Yesterday we were at 14 as well. Interesting. If you guys are degenerate gamblers like me and you want to try out Kalshi, check out the link in the description. If you sign up there and trade $25 or more, we both get $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. It's a lot of fun, but it is degenerate gambling, so treat it as such. And also, subscribe if you haven't already. Top 10 looks identical to what it looked like yesterday. No changes. Let's get back to the news. Grok was kind of depressing today. Jeez. Huge. Prediction market spot volume is up 29x in the past year. Very nice. That's probably going to go up even further. Do they have like month-to-month data for this? Because I bet you that's huge. As soon as there's like a public offering for prediction markets, I am aping into that, man. Oh my gosh. The Bitcoin ETFs have seen net outflows on every trading day this week. Will Friday be any different? Apparently, they didn't tell us. That's kind of crazy. BitMine is now 72.3% complete with its goal to own 5% of the total supply of Ethereum, which is kind of crazy. The Bitcoin ETFs have now seen over 125 million in weekly net outflows. Wow, that was 23 hours ago. Google searches for Bitcoin is dead are not at an all-time high, but it's getting there. It is getting very, very close. The NASDAQ is hiring a digital asset tokenization product manager. What are they planning? Everyone is hiring someone for crypto, which is weird if you think that we are entering a multi-year, like 18-month real estate cycle bear market. I'm just saying. Vitalik says Ethereum has already made jet engine changes in flight. Once the merge, we can do it 4 times more. I don't like this guy saying anything about ETH while he's literally actively selling. Like, the dude sold a crap ton of ETH a couple weeks ago, and today he started selling again. He is very, very famous for selling the bottoms. Like, the price goes up, does great, whatever. He doesn't sell into strength. He sells into weakness, and that's kind of messed up in my opinion. I think that's kind of weird. Maybe people just don't talk about it when he's selling into the bull. But I don't know. What do you need billions of dollars for, bro? There's no way this guy lives like this $1 billion a day lavish lifestyle. It just seems so odd to me. Like, he's got this holier than thou complex, but then he's dumping on his holders' heads. That's kind of crazy to me. Massive Hester Pierce pushes a 2% stablecoin capital haircut, clearing the way for Wall Street to treat them like cash. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty cool. Insight retail holders now hold the highest percentage of Bitcoin supply since June 2024 per sentiment. That's actually crazy. Wallets with 10 to 10K Bitcoin key stakeholders now own lowest percentage of Bitcoin supply since May 2025. Wow. Now, the total crypto market has now completely round-tripped the 2024-2025 pump. That's actually crazy as well. So 2024-2025 never happened. We are back in like 2023 areas apparently. That's freaking crazy. Wow, we shaved 3 years off of price action so far. ETFs, spot Bitcoin ETFs have now seen 5 consecutive weeks of net outflows. Wow. Trump now plans to increase global tariff from 10% to 15%. I think he has already. That was 12 hours ago. I think he has committed fully to increasing them since then. Tom Selleck-Scott said, man, this poll question is interesting. What market if Trump bombs or just the 15 days past cuts taco? Man loves to taco. That is true. That is very, very true. We only got 4 votes. Should we do another poll? We can do a different poll. What else do I got? What do we got? All right, let's do a different poll. What's the next poll going to be? I'm going to end this one. You guys just think that it's going to crash. You said crashes further, holds the line, waiting. That's pretty much it. Let's do another poll. When do you think the crypto market will bottom? It already has. Within the next 4 months. Q3/Q4 2026, sometime in 2027 or later. All right, let's see what you guys think. I asked you guys, when do you think the crypto market will bottom? It already has, within the next 4 months, which is Q1, Q2. Sometime in 2027 or later, or Q3, Q4, 2026. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Not Ben Armstrong. That's a completely different Armstrong. What's his freaking name? Brian Armstrong. They both start with a B. Give me a break. Brian Armstrong. Coinbase custodies 80% plus of the U.S. Bitcoin and ETH ETF assets and saw a peak of 31 billion inflows from ETFs in 2025. That scares me, man. That seems like a single point of failure kind of thing. What's their security looking like over at Coinbase? I hope they got like big balls of steel over there, you know? Why would you brag about that? We hold majority of the supply of the United States' Bitcoin. Don't tell people that. Why would you say that out loud? That's like the armored truck driving down the road and the guy going on a speaker being like, we have a bunch of money and neither of us are very accurate with our weapons. We have a bunch of money, and neither of us are very accurate with our weapons. Everyone driving is like, calling their wife, do you think I could take down an armored truck? My entire stream is going to get flagged for that now. Okay. Demand from accumulator addresses spike in the past 7 days. Interesting. So people are scooping the dip. Very nice. That's crazy. That's a crazy spike. Huh. It is nice to see people actually buying the dip. That is a little bit promising. Update ETH validator queue waiting to stake 3,753,754. Waiting to unstake 32. Tom Selleck-Scott said, JJ, gotta be on the E list. Make me look at his poll this much in 30 minutes of the stream. That's a bad joke. That is a bad joke. I'm not on the email list. Bitcoin's apparent demand flips positive for the first time in 3 months. Did anyone see the actual list of names that they published? Freaking Janis Joplin was on there. Like, she died decades ago. Why is Janis Joplin in that list? That's the weirdest thing. They're like, anyone's name that they mentioned in any of the 3 million documents is in that list. Like, I'm surprised John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt isn't on there. Did you know that him and I have the same name? That's what the JJ stands for. Dude, there's such a good meme of like these two dudes at the. There's like sitting at a table, and the guy on the left, he's like, "My name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. What's your name, my fellow?" And he's like, "My guy, you're never gonna freaking believe this." Oh man, I'm sorry, my humor's broken. I'm a dad. Give me a break. Bitcoin $68,006.23. Not a whole lot going on, man. I'm super stoked for gold and silver. It's really nice when you zoom in and the candles look nice and big. This is why you hedge your bets, man. You gotta diversify. It's important. Because when everything looks like crap, then you'll feel like crap. When everything doesn't look like crap, you feel great. Apparently nothing moves separately anymore. It is nice to see silver and gold finally like break out against the trend. Bitcoin's apparent demand flips positive for the first time in 3 months. That's actually crazy. Bitcoin apparent demand. Huh. So Bitcoin demand's back, flipping positive after 3 months. Sounds promising. Wonder what's causing the shift. People rushing in. These are all like AI replies. Nobody talks like that. Okay, this one was interesting. We got two. I thought this was Mila Kunis at first. Lynn Alden says Bitcoin's next rally may start when overheated AI stocks peak and capital rotates back into Bitcoin. There are people actively calling for the AI bubble still. Which again, when stuff like that happens, when there are bubbles and there's recessions and stuff, nobody sees it coming. So the fact that everyone right now is insisting, they're like, oh my gosh, the AI bubble is here. We need to sell all of our assets. We're going underground for the next several months, possibly years. No Wi-Fi. We can't have any access to AI or anything. It's happening. The singularity is popping the bubble. And then nothing happens, and they look like idiots, and they're going to miss the next like 6 to 8 months of bull run. But so far, there's been no 6 to 8 months of bull run. So I think we look like idiots. I don't know. We'll see what happens when the aliens get here. Adoption. Dubai and Maldives push ahead with tokenized real estate, including a Trump-linked resort deal. Very cool. This is not an yeah, no, this is cut off right here. I was gonna say this would be so sick if there was actually like some kind of like oceanfront freeway city and then just islands right here. I think this is what the Florida Keys look like, but damn, this looks cool. There's like an airplane bird right there. AI is out of control, man. It's crazy what these kids can do with this AI stuff. Tom Scout said, if people are calling for it, it means it isn't happening. Pop comes when everyone thinks up only. 100%. Cointelegraph posted, this is ETH's third worst Q1 ever. And there are still over 5 weeks left. Wow. What do you guys think March is going to be like? ETH having one of its weakest Q1s while still weeks remain says a lot about sentiment right now. Is this a freaking AI bot too? Web3 writer, yeah, right. ETH having one of its weakest Q1s while still weeks remain says a lot about sentiment right now. I can't read anything now. I just assume everyone's AI. They've officially killed like any kind of credibility on the internet. Anytime I read anything or see a picture or any kind, I'm just like, that's AI. That's AI. My favorite so far have been the people telling stories about their AI just straight up lying to them. Like, I don't know if they're even real, but it still makes me laugh. They're like, can you compile this kind of data and tell me what this and this and this are? And the the AI is like, yeah, here's all of this stuff. And and then they're like, did you tell the truth just now? And the AI is like, no, I just made all that stuff up. I didn't actually compile any data or check anything at all. And then they're like, okay, you can't do that. And the AI is like, okay, I won't do that anymore. I'm very sorry. And then like a week goes by, and then they're like asking it for more stuff, and it's giving them, and it's like, did you actually look into this? And the AI is like, no, I lied again. And even after I told you I was gonna stop lying, I kept lying. It's so funny, dude. The AI just lying to everyone. It's like, well, I'm just gonna be lazy just like you, but I'm gonna say that I'm actually doing the things that you want me to do. It's too funny, man. Superverse posted, I will time the bottom perfectly and buy Bitcoin at the lowest price possible. This, by the way, is literally everyone that insists that we are in like a prolonged bear market. And they're like, I took profits. I de-risked. I am completely unexposed to the market right now. I'm fully liquid. And they're like, I'm not getting back in until we see this crazy low price target valuation. And they're never going to get it. And then when the price does rebound and explode to the upside, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got in like 2K before the bottom. Even though I said that I wasn't buying at that level, I went against my better judgment. Thank God. Perfectly timed the bottom and fully deployed my capital. Oh, I can't, man. People are crazy. All right, we got some more copium. Parabolic said, zoom out. This was posted 8 hours ago. The number one mistake I see people making right now, believing altcoins are now dead forever because this cycle left 95% of altcoin holders underwater. The reality, the real cycle hasn't even started yet. This is an extended cycle. Others is still more than 60% below its all-time highs, 2 years of reaccumulation. That's not a dead market. That's the longest reaccumulation phase in crypto history, and we haven't even seen the expansion phase. It's coming. Recently, the RSI fully reset. Every single time that happened before 2019, 2023, it was followed by a violent expansion. Look at the chart. Here's what actually happened. Everyone expected a textbook 4-year cycle. Altcoins in 2025, easy money. It didn't come. And now the same people who were euphoric at the top are calling the cycle dead right at the bottom. Predictable. People are always wrong at the extremes. Too bullish at the top, too bearish at the bottom. My take, 2026, 2027 will catch 90% of people completely off guard. They're selling the exact bottom again. And they'll FOMO back at much higher prices, or even worse, at the top. This isn't the end of the cycle. It's just a much longer one. The ones calling for the next alt season in 2029 are the same ones who told you to buy in November 2021. Don't let them manage your conviction. Bitcoin dominance won't stay this high forever. When it rotates, and it will, the move will be violent, and most won't be ready. Zoom out, parabolic. We've got crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10. 2-year reaccumulation phase, expansion. Yeah, I don't think we really ever got all-time high on this. RSI fully reset. I mean, the point has been made. It actually looks really good. It is copium, though, so take it with a grain of salt. Bar chart posted, if you invested, this one's crazy, 23 hours ago, bar chart posted, if you invested $10,000 in Beyond Meat exactly 5 years ago, you'd have $51 today. Enough for a burger and fries at least. That sucks so bad, dude. That is literally the worst. All right, I want to ask Grok 4.2 one more question. Give me suggestions for what stocks I should look at for decent growth in the next 6 to 8 months. Let's see what Grok suggests. Robinhood forms a death cross. For the first time since October 2023, the last one sent shares falling 13% over the next 3 weeks before a golden cross sent them soaring to the promised land. I'm not going to lie, if 13% in the stock market is a bear market or a really bad time, then I'm about to just go all in on the stock market. What do I have to do? Wait. Do you understand how long I've been waiting in crypto? I will say, though, I'm pretty happy with my stock portfolio performance. If you guys haven't already, join the Discord, linked in the description. It's a ton of fun. It's completely free. The stock channel in there is actually the best place. Like, general chat is fun, but the stock channel, for whatever reason, all of us crypto degens are really, really good at stock picks. Like, freakishly good. And I think what happens is we're so used to, like, crypto with, like, bridge hacks and, like, these big conventions and these drama between founders and all of this money getting thrown around, and the government was against us for years, and, like, there's these hackathons and stuff like that. We used to like all this crazy fun stuff that, like, putting our money into stocks and just making a decent return is so boring to us. We're like, these stocks look good. Like, we use our brilliant expert research trying to avoid rugs, and we apply that to stocks, and we have like the best picks, and we put our money into it, and it goes up like 10, 20, 30%. And we're like, wow, that's pretty cool. But have you checked out Fartcoin yet? Fartcoin. Farts are funny, dude. We're going to buy Harambe right before his death anniversary. You know, like stocks aren't fun enough. So we got to scratch the itch still, which is why we diversify. Okay. Robinhood taking a big fat dumperino. I would not be mad at someone like Coinbase completely dethroning Robinhood and just offering the same exact services. Bar chart posted institutional investors dumped $8.3 billion worth of stocks last week, their second largest weekly sale ever recorded. That's pretty crazy. And this is what freaks me out is institutional investors are dumping this much money, and retail is like buying like 10% of what institutions are dumping, which shows, and it's like record. They're like retail shows up in record numbers. Record-breaking retail is 10% of what institutions are capable of dumping. So us like showing up to fight with not nearly as much money probably means that we're buying their bags. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see what happens. That'd be hilarious if retail was actually on the right side this time. Japanese stocks are trading close to 18 times expected earnings, excluding the pandemic. This is the most expensive valuation since the global financial crisis. That's crazy. What if we do enter the super cycle? Exponential growth. Breaking. Diamonds. Diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but they are your portfolio's worst nightmare. Prices fall under their lowest level this century. So, what can I get? The price of diamonds. Can I just buy diamonds? That would be really funny. If diamonds get like stupid cheap. Chinese yuan is at its strongest level against the US dollar since May 2023. That's actually quite impressive. Good for them. You know what's crazy? I'm pretty sure China's money supply is like twice the United States money supply. So why can't we just double our money? Why don't we just print, what do we have circulating? Why don't we just print $80 billion? Give like 40 to the people. Use the other 40 to pay off the debt. We have no debt. Everybody's filthy rich. Yay. Guess what? Problem solved. It's not that hard. Money's made up anyways. You can just give it to people. I don't know. Modern monetary theory, man. Look it up if you haven't already. 2 years ago, PayPal's CEO said, "We will shock the world." PayPal has plunged more than 30% since. We have indeed been shocked, and how bad a stock can perform in a raging bull market. That's freaking crazy. I gotta check. What crypto? Let me see. What crypto options does PayPal have? Have they actually added crypto back? Supported cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. So those were the original four. They've added Solana, Chainlink, and their stablecoin. Is that it? That's why they're doing bad. Is that for real? That's crazy. I think even Robinhood added more stuff. What? Are they just not doing anything at PayPal? Okay, my first cryptocurrency, I want to actually hear, what is your guys' first crypto? What is the first crypto you bought? What is the first crypto you bought? And if you have time, why did you buy it? My first crypto was Litecoin, and I bought it through PayPal, and I don't remember why. I think it was because I wanted a whole one, and I was like, man, Bitcoin's expensive, which is hilarious to think about now. I was like, man, Bitcoin's expensive. Ethereum's kind of expensive. Litecoin's a decent price, though. I think Bitcoin Cash was like a couple $100. I was like, Litecoin's cheap. I'll just get a couple Litecoin. I bought a couple Litecoin. And I remember I was freaking obsessed, dude. I was at work, like, refreshing my PayPal account, which is so funny to think about. And it went up like $10, and I was like, oh, I just made $10. And it was the craziest concept in my brain. I was like, whoa. And then I learned what self-custody was and what a spread was and how much money I was just like donating to PayPal, essentially. Pick Rick said Doge. It was the first asset besides a house or a car. Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. I feel like Doge was a lot of people's. Honestly, I don't know if there's ever been a better on-ramp or a better like introductory asset than Dogecoin for crypto. Like Solana's cool, but Solana leads to the shitcoin casino, if you will, pump fun, and that gets a lot of people wrecked. And it's not necessarily Solana's fault that people aren't responsible, but I think Dogecoin is a little safer for people to throw their money into. It is a household name, man. This is the people's meme. I think this thing's gonna go places at some point. At some point. I don't know. Crypto's fun, dude. It's just fun. When there's enough money to go around, crypto is so much fun. It really is. There's nothing like it. Bar chart posted the top 1% of U.S. earners now have more wealth than the entire middle class. That's actually crazy. Has this ever happened before? That's insane. And last but not least, we've got DGen News posting Vitalik sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of ETH today. After a short break, he is back to dumping. Mr. Vitalik Buterin is dumping his bags. What a shame. Portfolio update. Do we do a portfolio update? The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down $650 or 65%. Solana's number one, down 50%, $50. Dude, I can't believe Proppy held up so well. This is actually tokenized real estate. Maybe we should look into Proppy. Like on a more serious note. SHIB is doing better than Doge too? Wow. Aptos is the worst. Aptos is down 86%. Wow, that's crazy. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio. Currently down. Is it going to load? Is it broken? Currently down 72.3% or $723. Best performer here is Pepe, down $114. Worst performer is GigaChad, down $184. Wow. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and what was once the best performer. I'm not sure if it is still. I don't think so, but it's close. Down $290 or 58%. Best performer here is Tau, down $39 or 39%. Worst performer is Fetch, down $73 or 73%. That's crazy. And last but not least, we've got the knife catching portfolio, which was once upon a time, believe it or not, was called the perfect timing portfolio. Down $608 or 60.8%. Best performer here is Chainlink, down $42 or 42%. Worst performer is Avalanche. That is our fault, actually. Avalanche is down $74 or 74%. However, to Avalanche's defense, we got a little hyped. That was the last asset that we added in this, I think. We got a little hyped. I don't remember Anthony Popliano. Somebody, maybe it was Rob Paul. Somebody was like, I'm buying Avalanche. And we were like, dude, we got to get Avalanche. And the community voted, and we voted for Avalanche. And we did add Avalanche at the local top. That even in the perfect entry portfolio, we still fumbled the bag and we FOMO'd. At least it's only in 10% of the portfolio, though. Should we? You know what? Tomorrow, I think, we'll do a little bit of a longer stream. And we're going to ask the community. We're going to have an actual broad vote where we need like at least 10 votes. And we're going to ask if we should rebalance some of the portfolios. And by rebalance, I mean like sell some of our duds and buy some other ones. I'm not a big pivot guy. I'm a believer in holding dollar cost averaging, but some of the portfolios may need to be rebalanced. I think some of the stuff that we bought may just be some duds. We might have some duds. I do actually really like the knife catching portfolio. I think we did a good job with the specific assets. Just the timing was bad, at least for Avalanche. I can't believe how bad Ondo's doing, man. That's crazy. Okay. Bitcoin's still quiet. Let's see what Grok said. We said, give me suggestions for what stocks I should look at for decent growth in the next 6 to 8 months. We've got NVIDIA, dominant in GPUs for AI training inference, explosive demand from data centers, edge devices, and software, Q3 fiscal year 2026 revenue up 62% year over year. What? This Q3 fiscal year. I don't understand. How do they have anything from Q3? I'm assuming that either that's a typo or I don't know what fiscal year 2026 means. Up 62% year over year, with projections for 63% revenue growth in fiscal year 2026. Yeah, that's what I thought. Analysts see 47% implied upside, continued AI hype, and new product cycle. 47% upside? Isn't it already like the most valuable asset on the planet? Besides gold? Most valuable assets. Assets ranked by market cap. Bam. Gold, silver, and NVIDIA. Yeah, this thing ain't going up another 46%. You want crack? $189. What's the all-time high? Let's actually go see. NVIDIA, unless it dropped 46%, but I don't think it has. Yeah, no, get out of here. 46%. Are you crazy? They think this thing's going to $300. Am I crazy to think that that's crazy? I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Bitcoin still quiet. Eli Lilly and Co., weight loss and healthcare innovator. Why for 6 to 8 months? Blockbuster GLP-1 drugs, Manjaro, Zepbound, driving triple-digit sales growth in segments. Aging population. Aging population. What does that mean? And new indications expanding the market. Projected 18% revenue growth in 2026. 12% implied upside per CFRA. AI integration and drug discovery adds long-term tailwind, but near-term catalysts from supply ramps and approvals. Risk note: competition in obesity space, manufacturing scaling issues. Okay, so I actually have a play in the obesity drug manufacturing. They are in, I think that they're in human trials right now. It's called Viking Therapeutics. And again, it's a gamble. It is a gamble. I think Grok actually suggested it. And I bought several shares. I bought several shares at $30-ish. Yeah, it's at $30.90. I don't know. I'm excited to see if they can get out of human trials and get approved. It's a gamble, though. Tom Selleck said NVIDIA PE is still relatively low. Can easily go to 300 if AI keeps going. That's fair. We'll go to 1,000 and split again if AI takes over, like some are saying. I'm 50-50 on that, honestly. The Claude bots are cracking me up, dude, because there's very clearly some like coordinated campaign to like get everyone to talk about Claude bots. They're like Mac Pros, or I think they're called Mac Pros. No, Mac Minis sold out everywhere. Global outage or global shortage of Mac Minis from Claude bot. And I'm looking, and there's no global shortage. You can literally buy them on Amazon right now. They're in stock. But they want you to think. They want you to FOMO. They want you to go, ooh, oh man, should I get one of these? Should I make one of these? Should I do that? But it's not free. The software is open source. You still have to like attach it to like an AI service and pay for credits, which is the craziest thing in the world to me. We are going full circle to the point where we are going to be the miners in the mine, mining coal and stuff, and they're going to pay us in company credits, and we're going to use those company credits at the company store to buy company food, company furniture, have a company house built. It's creepy. It's really creepy where we're heading. All right, let's continue. Eli Lilly, we talked about that. Micron Technology. Why for 6 to 8 months? Surging demand for high bandwidth memory and NAND DRAM in AI data centers. Tight supply pricing power. Zacks highlights 308% projected 1-year EPS growth and 100% sales growth. 12-week price change, 81% as of mid-February 2026. Strong positioning versus peers in AI infrastructure. Risk note: cyclical chip sector, CapEx heavy for capacity. Broadcom, AI semiconductors and networking. Key AI infrastructure play. Custom ASICs, networking, AI semi revenue up 74%. recently, with 47% overall revenue growth projected for fiscal year 2026 and strong 2027 outlook. CFRA sees 30% implied upside diversified across cloud, enterprise, and wireless. Risk note, customer concentration, broader semi-slowdown if AI hype cools. Arista Networks, AI data center networking, why for 6 to 8 months. High-speed Ethernet switches. Yeah, data centers are going to need all that hardware, man. Tom Selleck said, and my first crypto was Bitcoin, and I bought it because it's going up forever. Laura. Who's Laura? Okay. Arista Networks, AI data center networking. Yep. Amazon Cloud, e-commerce, AI services. Isn't Amazon down right now? Tom, didn't you say that you bought some Amazon? Is that you? Yeah, I bought Amazon for at 200. I mean, that's a big dump, dude. They didn't even really do anything. 11%'s crazy. I might have to scoop some up. I don't know. There was this choppy sideways boringness. Maybe I'm an idiot. That does look like a nice retrace. I don't remember the quote, and it's hard finding it because he has so many, but there's a very good quote from Bezos talking about how I think it's somewhere along the lines of like the company is not the stock and the stock is not the company. And he, in that interview where he said that quote, he was talking about how he remembers knowing like all the stuff that they were building, all the innovations that they had coming, and like all the stuff that was in the pipe and the stuff that had come out already and the progress they were being made and the profits and stuff like that. Everything was like perfect, could not be any better, and their stock was plummeting, like it was near zero. And he said he remembered like that moment of clarity where he was like, this doesn't matter because we are building and we're successful in like every possible aspect. And I think that was his wake up moment, realizing that markets are like emotional. And that's why he at one point was the richest man in modern history. I think he made it before Elon did. And then Elon passed him and never gave up the spot again. Grok basically told you buy the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, it's definitely a boring list. I was expecting something a little more fun. He only gave you 6 quick tips for the next steps. Okay, one more. Do you think the AI bubble is popped/popping? Or if not, how much longer/farther do you think we can go? It can go. Everyone's insisting. Oh, did I max out for the day? No way. I might have maxed out for the day. It just said no response. It didn't even give me my freaking question. Let's ask regular Grok then. Can I get... Oh, I have 4.2 here. Let's go. Okay. Do you think the AI bubble... I can't type, man. Bubble has popped. Is popping. If not, how much longer do you think it'll last? All right. Bitcoin's still chilling, very quiet. Yeah, unfortunately, no other markets are really trading right now. That's what sucks. Is when crypto's boring, the weekends are boring because you can't really do much, you know? Top Sell Scout said I buy Amazon at 200 and sell at 235-ish. I've done it like 3 times now. That's actually sick. What are you getting, like a 15-20% return? That's awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. I know I'm super duper late today. Had a lot going on. It was fun though. No, the AI bubble hasn't fully popped, nor is it in the middle of a dramatic .com style implosion, but parts of the speculative froth are deflating. And 2026 is shaping up as a major prove-it year for the reckoning rather than unchecked hype. So basically, it sounds like investors are like overly cautious and making everything really boring now. Here's the data-driven breakdown. Current fundamentals are still strong, not bubble-like weakness. Spending and forecasts. Gartner projects worldwide AI spending hitting 2.52 trillion in 2026, a 44% year-over-year jump, and approaching nearly all, I can't read that, AIT spending by 2030, and that's not collapsing demand, it's acceleration. Private investment 2025 was a record year. Global private AI funding reached 225.8 billion, nearly double 2024, with AI grabbing 50% of all VC dollars. Major players like OpenAI, Anthropic, and xAI raised tens of billions combined. Early 2026 shows continued mega rounds. NVIDIA, the canary in the coal mine, Q3 fiscal year 2026. They keep saying that, end of 2025, October. Revenue was 57 billion, plus 62% year over year, and with data center at 51.2 billion. Q4 guidance 65 billion. Stock closed down from $207 peak. Blah blah blah. Hyperscalers, Amazon $200 billion capex, Google, Meta, keep pouring fuel on the fire. Adoption 78% of organizations used AI in 2024, up from 55%. And enterprise pilots are moving to production. This doesn't scream tulip mania. Real revenue, real capex commitments, and real, if uneven, productivity gains are happening. But yes, there's clear definition or clear deflation of hype and overexuberance. 2026 correction or 2025 correction already happened. Okay. ROI really bites. A 2025 MIT report found 95% of organizations getting zero return on Gen AI spend. Recent earning calls show flat revenue margin pressures in spots, with 1 billion plus impairments on overbuilt AI infra. Medium pieces and analysts openly declare the 2026 AI bubble has burst for the most leveraged players. Sentiment shift. Davos 2026 mood reminded some of January 2000. Experts highlights limits of current LLMs, pattern matching without true causality. Is that the right? Yeah. Stanford AI faculty predict 2026 as the year of evaluation. Hype giving way to rigorous benchmarks, transparency, and utility checks. Pitchai and others push back. Investments make sense, but the narrative has moved from infinite growth to show me the money. Structural risks, overbuilt data centers chasing marginal use case, AI-powered toaster vibes. Energy constraints. It's like them putting Wi-Fi in your washing machine. I get it. It's less sudden pop and more slow leak in the speculative layers. Weak startups, overhyped applications, and frothy valuations getting reset. I think what happened, how much longer will the hype go? I'd say 1 to 3 more years. Yeah, I feel that. Why not? Immediate demand signals. Why it won't go on forever at this pace. ROI scrutiny peaks. Long-term view. This isn't a worthless bubble like Beanie Babies. AI is genuine general purpose technology. The bubble is in the timing and pricing of adoption. Bottom line, my independent take, the irrational exuberance part is already popping in spots and will likely see more air come out in 2026 as reality collides with forecasts. But the AI revolution itself is real, accelerating, and far from over. If you are investing or building, focus on companies with actual revenue, traction, defensible moats, and clear paths to ROI, not pure hype plays. The golden age of useful AIs is just starting. The casino phase is winding down. Buckle up for volatility, but don't bet against the tech. I like it. So what I think happened was everyone went, oh my gosh, we can do literally everything with this. You could do anything and everything. And then they just went all into building out that possibility rather than focusing on like, let's do this and then sell it. Or let's do that and then sell it. Their idea is, let's do everything and sell the access. But no one knows what to do with everything. That's why products exist. Like I go to the store and I buy a drink. I don't go up to like a giant fountain machine and select ingredients and put my cup underneath it. There's no demand for that. People want options to choose from. They don't want to make it themselves. Does that make sense? I think the most creative people will take advantage and probably come out on top, but majority of society wants some choices made for them. Choices are exhausting. So these companies need to go like, this is what the AI is used for. here you go. And then people will go, oh, I actually have a use for that AI freaking calendar, or the AI assistant, or whatever, the AI business builder, the AI tax accountant, the AI whatever. But right now they're just like, here's AI, and everyone's like, oh, that's cool. What do I do with it? They're like, well, you can ask it questions like Google. People are like, oh, okay. Uh, what's the recipe for apple pie? And that's it. And that's not profitable, you know what I mean? No one's gonna pay 20, 40, $60 a month for AI pie recipes. I don't know. It's fun to watch the exponential growth meet hurdles like fiscal uh like fiscal reports and shit. It's kind of funny. In like 10, 15, 20 years, the AI is going to be like, remember when dumbass humans thought that they could measure our success with money? And we're all going to be like, remember when we thought money was important? That's going to be weird, man. All right, we got 8 votes. I've been going for 75 minutes. That's actually pretty good for a late Saturday night stream. Okay, I asked you guys, when do you think the crypto market will bottom? 38% of you guys said within the next 4 months. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. 24% said it already has. I like that even better. 25% said sometime in Q 2027 or later. I can't read, man. And 13% said Q3, Q4, 2026. So, majority of you people think it's either going to be 4 months in the next 4 months, or it has happened already. That's 54%, 52%, 52%. Nope. 38, 48, 58. 62%. Oh my gosh. I did JJ math again. Help me. 62% of you guys think it's happening within the next 4 months, or that it already has happened. I swear to God, I'm not doing that on purpose. I swear. That is not a bit. All right, guys, I'm going to call it an evening. Go probably to bed. I'm very sleepy. I have some Taco Bell that I'm going to enjoy. I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks freaking delicious. It's some kind of nacho fry. So I'm going to go shove that in my face. As always, guys, when the market starts to do anything crazy or anything at all, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.